Hello friends, Tal here, and welcome to another Overwatch Beta Quick Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the first of our tank lineup, D.Va, a very unique tank hero here in Overwatch in that she has two different lives and two different forms, which leads to two different ultimates. Now, she doesn't have the flexibility of being able to shift in and out of them at will. There are very specific circumstances that she needs to go through to be in both of her two forms, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at that here in this video. Now, as with all my Overwatch quick guides, I want to go ahead and emphasize that I do these in the practice range, not in an actual match, because Overwatch is a game that is meant to be played shifting in and out of different characters and heroes depending on the map, your enemy team, and your friendly team, and any weaknesses or advantages you can push on either side. With that being said, I do want to go ahead and take a look here at this practice range because I think it's an amazing addition that Blizzard added, and that's why I go ahead and do all these videos in here. Now, enough about that. D.Va is the first of the tank heroes. She is actually a Korean StarCraft professional player who gets her own mech and fights crime. Kind of badass. She pilots this mech with a defensive matrix that can stop enemy projectiles. She uses boosters to reposition herself very quickly, and she basically has that light gun that she is able to wield when she is bursted out of her mech. And I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Like I said, she does have two ultimates. When she's in her mech, she has a self-destruct ultimate, which means she jumps out of her mech, the mech explodes, and does basically lethal damage to anyone that's in line of sight or close to the mech. And her ultimate, when she's in her normal human running around form, is just to cool down her mech. They both charge independently, and you are able to, for example, if you die with your ultimate up as D.Va, as just her normal human form, and you die and you come back to life, you won't res with your ultimate for your mech form already charged unless it's been charging the entire time. So there's no sort of cheesing where you go into human form, you charge up your ultimate, you die, and then you'll automatically have your mech ultimate. That's not how it works. And I do want to go ahead and mention that when you are in your mech and you use the ultimate, you immediately get your human form ultimate charged up so that you can immediately jump into another mech. Basically, you have your mech immediately after using your mech ultimate. A little hard to explain. I know it's a lot of talking. I'll go ahead and show that. Her shift ability is the boosters. She flies for a short duration, very quickly in any direction that you choose. You can sort of like bump people out of the way and do a little bit of damage to them. Your second ability is a defense matrix. She basically puts up these targeting projectiles, or not projectiles, but this like range, and anything that goes into that range that's a projectile, very specifically projectile, will be kind of like blocked off and shot off. It's pretty cool. I don't think it works on things such as Mei's gun because Mei is a spray, and her basically the only weapon that she has, her only shooting ability in her mech is fusion cannons. They have a pretty short range, very spread out, and they have no ammo, so you just spam it infinitely, but it slows your mech down, which I'll go ahead and show as well. Anyways, her melee, she just smacks with the hands. I do want to go ahead and call attention to the amount of detail that is in just her controls. You can see here when she's meleeing, she kind of bashes the control over to the side, and when she's turning, she actually, turns the control stick. It's pretty cool. Anyways, her primary fire, pretty standard. Just automatic guns, you just keep shooting. It doesn't do that much damage. You are slowed down by it, but it doesn't have any ammo, and it's a good way to hold down an area, suppress an area in total. As you can see here, it does not do a lot of damage, but it will kill someone, especially since she doesn't have to go through the hassle of reloading or anything like that. She has a lot of health. She has 500 health, and her melees, they do pretty standard, basic amount of damage. Nothing too crazy. Her second ability is this. She puts up a little area for a short amount of time, blocks all projectiles. I'll show you what that looks like over there on the shooting dummies. And then her shift ability is just rockets around. You can go up, you can fly down, you can hover around an area, so you can do stuff like, oh no, I'm falling, not, and come up here. And as you've seen there, it does push people around. It does a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. So let's go ahead and look over here. Let's wait for these to start shooting. And now. We are blocking their projectiles and saving our team, as well as denying any damage to ourselves. What you want to do with that is you definitely want to go ahead and make sure that you use it. When you see a bunch of people starting to shoot an area, if you see a Pharah ultimate, if you see Genji just throwing shurikens all over the place, you see a Bastion just wailing in on your friendly team, Just do this, immediately stop the projectiles, make them waste it. You can completely nullify a Pharah ult with this basic ability. It's fantastic. It's a great tank ability. And then of course is the ultimate, which I'm going to show you over here. Now the ultimate, I'll just show you both versions. The version that is pretty standard and the way I like to use it. So if you press your ultimate, you jump out of it, it starts to explode, you gotta run away because if you stand next to it, it will kill you. Do a bunch of damage, you immediately get your ultimate back, and you're back in your mech form. Pretty cool. It does a lot of damage, or actually let me correct that. It's lethal damage to anything in line of sight. So it will just kill them. And it does work on friendly heroes. So if you see a friendly D.Va using her ult, get out of the way. It's a very nice way of clearing the area. It lets you get points cleared out, especially if you have a pesky bastion or anything like that. And you can actually get a lot of kills. Now here I'm showing that from a long range, D.Va is just joke damage. It will not kill someone. She can chunk people down, help out your enemy team, but it's really not something that she's going to be killing people from range. You want to be up close and personal, especially against things like Winston, who's just such a big target that all of them are going to hit him. Now, what I wanted to show though was her ultimate and the cool synergy that it has with the shift ability. So let's go ahead and get these all healed back up and rezzed. Now, the way I like to use D.Va's ultimate, you could use it in a lot of different ways. It's a really good way to just mess with the enemy team. Try to figure out a place where you want it to hit. Basically, you can use shift, use your ability, launch it out over there, and just have it be a moving bomb, essentially. Very, very cool. You can shoot it up into the air, have it come out of nowhere in the enemy team. It's very versatile and a lot of fun to use. But anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves out of our mech form. So we're going to have to take a lot of damage here because, again, she does have a lot of health. But essentially, the way you want to play D.Va is not as a straight up tank. She does not excel at just going in and soaking damage. She doesn't have a way to heal herself. She will die very, very quickly because she's such a huge target. If the entire enemy team is shooting at you, your 500 health is not going to last very long. You will just die. And when you die, you're in your much weaker, still useful, but much weaker human form. Now, as a tank, because you have the shift ability, you have the projection field that stops projectiles. You want to harass. That is the point of you as a tank. You fly around, you get behind them, you harass them a little bit if you're automatic guns, you get the hell out of the way. You basically do a lot of harassment and wear them down. When you get your ultimate, you can clear areas, you can get a lot of kills. You are able to get a lot of kills as D.Va. Her shift ability can track people down. You will be able to very much be a pain in the ass to anyone, especially in a 1v1 situation. But again, you are not the straight up soak all the damage tank. Alright, so in her human form, her melee turns into a nice quick butt of the hand. And her gun turns into a 20 ammo pistol. Now, this pistol shoots little projectiles that are very quick and actually do a decent amount of damage. If you noticed here, this is doing way more damage than her mech form was at a very, very longer distance. So yeah, you can do a lot of damage in this form. There's some people who think that as D.Va, once you're knocked out of your mech form, you should just try to die really quickly to get back in it. But I don't see that being a good way to play her at all. She does have utility in this form. If you're the only tank on your team, well, you know, that's the first problem. But if you are the only tank on the team, sure, you might want to get back in the mech form as fast as possible. But you are able to do some damage, you're able to harass. You're very weak. One Reinhardt hammer smash will just murder you, but you still have utility and you still have things that you can do. You shouldn't just die. So you saw there I even dodged all those projectiles. It's pretty fun. She doesn't have any abilities outside of this, so it's really just her ability to shoot from very far away, get some damage done, get her mech back out, and then she just calls it down. You can be hit during that animation of calling your mech down, so you don't want to just do it in the middle of the enemy team, but you have a little bit, some invulnerability frames. But yeah, overall, D.Va is a very, very fun character. She has a lot of really cool just ways that she plays, things that you can do with the fact that you have technically two lives, one very much weaker than the other one, but at the same time that does more damage. You have some utility in the form of the projection field that can just flat out stop enemy ultimates, and I mean, she's just a lot of fun to play. She has a certain charm to her where she's very snarky. She is a Korean pro gamer, so you know, she has a little bit of an attitude. I love doing this. damage to everything. As you see here, I was close enough to take damage but not die from it. You don't want to do that. You can get yourself killed very easily. But yeah, overall, she's a lot of fun to play. She's one of my favorite tank heroes, and I would definitely recommend that you give her a try. She does wonders against bastions, Pharahs, things of that nature, and all enemy projectiles she just nullifies. But anyways, this has been my Overwatch quick guide to D.Va here in the Overwatch beta. And if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. I'll be bringing you more of these videos. I'm going to be finishing my Overwatch series, and if anything changes between here and release, I'll go ahead and make sure I cover that, as well as any new characters, which I don't think will be added anytime soon. But if they are, hey, I'll make sure to get you a guide ASAP. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful day.